Kristen. I appreciate that. What's going on, everybody? Happy Monday, 3 o'clock Eastern. Welcome to our new training time. Can anybody guess why we started doing this at 3 p.m. instead of 7 p.m.? Is there anybody that feels like they have a really good answer as to why we started doing that? You can type in the chat. It's cool.
I'd say to give yourself more time with family later in the day.
Yeah, man. Justin said FYL. Absolutely. It's part of the fuck you life, man. It's part of the fuck you life. You know, I was sitting there at the pool and, I'm staring at my wife, staring at the kids, and I'm like, I don't want to fucking be on a training at 7 o'clock at night. How many of you guys like teaching at 7 o'clock at night? Like, honestly, like you get on your computer at like 6:45 and you're like, man, I'm so excited to teach at 7 p.m. Like, nobody. And candidly, that was me too. Like, y'all know I can bring the energy, I can do it, but like, I didn't want to do it. So it's part of fuck you life. Like, I just, here we are, 3 o'clock. And then, maybe less people come, whatever. Like, that's on them. That's cool. They can stay broke. That's cool. But today we're going to talk about not being broke. Today we're going to talk about making a lot of money. And we're going to start talking about doing it in a much different way. So first and foremost, guys, welcome to the Fuck You Life training. And this training kind of came about. We knew we were going to do a 3-day training on the truth. We knew we were going to talk about things that are changing in the industry. But honestly, the Fuck You Life frame came about last week. Literally, I'm sitting at the pool and I'm just thinking to myself all of the things that I don't want to do. Right? Literally, it's July 4th. I'm sitting by the pool, and there's two like insane things that happened. Like, one, I'm staring off and I'm looking at all the people around me, and I'm like, man, like these people, they're so present. Like they're so present in what they're doing. How many of you guys what it's like to not be present when you're out because you're an online coach? Just put me in the chat. Right? You're an online coach. People are blowing you up. You're worried about your fucking social media. Right? You're doing all this shit. Right? Like, we all know what it's like to not be present. So like I'm looking around me, and I'm not gonna say I had jealousy, but I'm gonna say I had a little bit of envy. And I'm just like, man, like they're all present. But then like thing number 2 happened. And like I grabbed this exact phone right here, and there was like 30 Stripe notifications of like payments rolling in. And I was like, wow. Like, fuck not being present ever again. Because there is a world that we can live in where we can be as present as we want to be, and we can get paid the way that we want to get paid. And that's when I was like, you know what? I need to bring this fuck you life to the forefront. So do me a favor. Some of you guys don't swear. I get it. I apologize. I'm not trying to offend you. But do me a favor in the chat. Like, if that sounds appealing, if you're like, I want to get paid while I'm present doing everything else I want to do, just either type FYL or type fuck you in the chat for me so I know we're all on the same page. Lots of fuck yous, lots of FYLs. I love it. Amazing. So here's what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to come in here and share like the same boring bullshit that the majority of the industry wants to share with you. Right? In fact, Ali, do you mind like unplugging that cord for me, bro?
Yep.
I'm going to have him like plug this in, and I'm going to draw a little bit on the iPad and just so you guys can really like understand this. But when we talk about the old model of success, so if you guys have been following me at all, you understand that like I believe there's like an older model of success, there's like a current model of success. When we talk about like the old model of success, it was largely characterized by, a typical funnel structure. And I think this will probably resonate with a lot of you guys, right? What was at the top of the funnel structure in the old model? Anybody type it in the chat? What was the top of the funnel structure? I don't see anything in the chat. Nobody knew. Jim says lead magnets, organic, visibility, right? James Martell, Luis, visibility, right? Visibility. How many of you guys love whoring yourselves out on social media endlessly to get visibility? Like, you fucking love the social media game. Just say me or not me. Like, you love creating content endlessly and chasing those leads in the DMs and sending them messages and spamming the fuck out of them and like doing all that. Like, how many of you guys love that stuff? Okay, nobody. Like, some of you guys in here are creators and some of you guys are really good. Like, there's some people I recognize in here, like, you're actually creators and like your shit's really good. And so like some of you guys actually do like to create the content, but I don't think that a lot of us, right, like to do the stuff after social media. And if I'm being completely honest, right, what we start to realize, how many of you, even if you don't like it, have seen a reduction in efficacy of your social media? Just say yes or no in the chat. Like, you've seen the quality of leads from social media diminish. Right. Everybody's starting to say yes. Maybe I don't even need this iPad. Maybe I can just explain it to you without this, right? But at the very top of the funnel, actually, I'll share this for you guys. We'll make it really, really easy. There we go. Okay. So like, if we understood at the very top, right, this was visibility. We understand that from that visibility, we needed to nurture these people, right? Then we needed a sales conversation, and then we needed a sale. And so the bridge from here, right, was owned media, which means that's how people became leads. The bridge from here was annoy the fuck out of them. And then the bridge from here was some sleazy sales script. Like, does this seem like what the old model is? Like, does this actually resonate? I know I make it seem like a little bit extreme, but is there anybody in here where you're like, no, that's actually kind of what it felt like? Just me or not me in the chat really quickly. And it's okay if you say not me. Like, I'm more than happy to be wrong about absolutely everything. Chris Oliveris, exactly how it was, right? Like, this is what it was. It's like, we had to go in there. We had to get massive amounts of eyeballs. From those eyeballs, we had to get them onto our own list. Once they're on our own list, right, we got to annoy the fuck out of them. So we either got to send them emails. We got to, like, go live in our Facebook group, do all that shit, right? From there, we got to get them to a sales conversation, right? It's just a conversation that nobody really wants to be on anyway. But, like, we got to move them to a sales conversation. Then we got to give them some bullshit sales script, and then we got to make them an offer. Does that make sense? So I'm going to stop the share. Ollie, do me a favor, plug this back into the wall. And so at the end of the day, what we start to recognize is the space is more crowded than it's ever been. The space is more crowded than it's ever been. We have more people pushing out content. We have more people competing for our customers than we ever have. But here's what the gurus don't want you to know. I want you to write down 3 words right now if you're taking notes. I want you to write down 4 words. The first word I want you to write down is automatic. The second word I want you to write down is repetition. The third word is duration. And the fourth word is never. The 4 words that you just wrote down are the 4 types of buyers that exist on the planet. There are people that buy instantly, they're automatic buyers. There are repetition buyers, they gotta see your stuff over and over and over again. There are duration buyers, no matter what you do, it just takes them a long time to make a decision. And there are never buyers. There are just some cheap ass motherfuckers in the world. I hope you guys here are not some cheap ass motherfucker, because if you are, that's probably how people are showing up in your life. Shame on you, like, I'm not your dude. Promise you right now is the time to leave the training, like, not your dude. I firmly believe you should invest in yourself if you want people to invest in you. Just a thought. So the problem, and nobody wants to tell you this, is that all of your content and all of the old way of doing things only markets to one of those kinds of buyers. And that's the automatic buyers. You have been taught over the last several months and years to only market to automatic buyers. These are the people that see your shit, move to a conversation, and close. They buy quickly and or they buy under pressure. You've been taught, get their attention, get them to a DM, make them an offer. You haven't been taught to continue to market to all the people whose attention you've gotten for a long time, because fuck them, right? They didn't buy from me immediately, so fuck them. Sure, maybe we send out a few emails, maybe they see a few more social media posts, but at the end of the day, we're not really digging in to selling to them. That's all well and good, and that worked for quite some time when there was lots of money in circulation and when trust in our industry was high. But let me ask another question. How many of you guys in here have worked with some sort of business coach and been burned? Like had a bad experience? Just say yes or no in the chat. Interesting. Lots of you guys. On behalf of the industry, I'm sorry. There's a lot of shitty ones out there. I'm going to be honest. At times, I probably wasn't perfect. We operate at our best today. I think anybody in NCI will tell you that. However, here's the thing. For all you that just said yes, you've been burned and you've been in a bad situation with a business coach, how many of you that affects your decision making in the next business coach you do or don't invest in? Me or not me in the chat? Right. So here's the deal. When we look at the whole marketplace competing for automatic buyers, and we recognize that the majority of automatic buyers have already bought from somebody, probably some douchebag that doesn't know near as much as you, probably didn't care about them the way that you care about them. Your job of getting them to buy from you just became exponentially higher. So let's zoom out. We all got to go in. We're all competing for one segment, 25% of the buyer pool. Inside of that 25% of buyer pool, we have a much more difficult proposition because the majority of that buyer pool has already bought, been burned, and has a higher wall of lack of trust. Do we now understand why the marketplace is harder than it's ever been? Like, does that make sense to you guys? Yes or no in the chat? So here's the reality. And you're starting to hear this parroted. I told you guys this would happen like a year ago because I started getting really loud about it a year ago. You're starting to see that what you actually have to do to get people in is you have to create a state of certainty. You have to create a state of certainty. Now, how do you do that? Well, I can tell you content alone is not enough. I can tell you that like your email list, your Facebook group alone, not enough. I can tell you with data, people don't want to be in conversation with you. They don't want to be in a DM with you. They don't want to be on a call with you. So that's not enough. The reality is we have to start looking at the journey to purchase more than the purchase itself. All of us are so much in the space of selling the right offer. Thank you, Alex Hormozy. Having the right marketing scheme. Thank you, Alex Hormozy. That we forget that it's really about a customer journey and a journey of certainty that actually brings people to purchase. So the very first thing we have to understand is that this is no longer a game of social media. This is a game that we have to understand, how are we getting customers? This is not a game of leads. This is a game of customers. What do I mean by that? If we all go out and we all compete against the same, let's just call it 100 clients, Let me see. James Martell, unmute. And Timothy Carr, unmute. James, why should I buy coaching from you and not Timothy?
Funny, I knew you were going to ask this question, Jason.
And you still don't have a good answer, do you?
Not off the top of my head. No.
Timothy, why should I buy from you and not James?
Because I have a results guarantee where if you don't see progress in my program, I'll give you your money back.
You and everyone else in the fucking industry. Right? Thank you, Alex Hormozy, for putting that in $100 million offers like fucking 4 years ago. By the way, let me be abundantly clear, the FTC frowns on those things. I'm also going to be abundantly clear right now. Anybody that comes in and needs a guarantee to get into your program probably isn't somebody you want to work with. If I have to guarantee you that I'm going to get you a result or you're not going to give me your money, you're already using me as your excuse. Here's my guarantee for you. If you keep doing the shit you're currently doing, you're going to keep getting what you've currently got. That's my guarantee. My other guarantee is if you like being broke, don't do anything. People are like, well, that's not good. Your competitors have a guarantee. Dope. Go fail with them. They'll make you jump through 1,000 hoops to get your money back. When you never get it back, you can come pay me 10x what it was, because that's where my prices will be. So is there anybody not with a guarantee, service delivery alone, that can say that they should hire you versus everybody else on this Zoom? There's 75 people here right now. Is there anybody that can unmute? I'll give you $500 if you can actually tell me that you're the one coach that stands out amongst the other 74. Dan, you're the only one that can say you get me effing fit. Is that worth thousands of dollars? No. I think it's cool, but I don't think it makes you that different. So here's the fucked up part. 75 people here. 75 people here, and you cannot tell me that you're better than everybody else on the Zoom. The marketplace is probably 100,000 times this, 750,000 coaches maybe worldwide that are all trying to do what we're doing. And yet we have no way of differentiating. I'm going to be abundantly clear, that problem never goes away. That problem never goes away. Stop trying to solve it. Oh my God, Jason, that's blasphemy. I have to solve that. I used to think that too. You don't have to solve that problem. People follow you because they like you and they want to be you. No, not personal opinion. It's the truth. So here's the reality. When I sat at the pool, I did one thing last Friday. I talked about sitting by the pool, watching my family play in the pool, and watching over $10,000 in Stripe screenshots roll in. How many of you guys want that in your life? Just put me in the chat if that sounds like something you might enjoy. Interesting. A lot of you. I'd be willing to bet that's why half of you are here. Because you think I'm going to teach you the life of sitting on your ass and having screenshots of stripes roll in, which I will. Fantastic. So here's the deal. The premise of your marketing needs to be what we call ideal state marketing. I want you to write down the words ideal state. I can assure you this. Nobody that is going to buy from you cares about your diet or training. They just don't. Your rep schemes aren't that much better. Your macros aren't that much better. And at the end of the day, like, let's acknowledge the notion that, like, we're all selling the same shit. We're selling proper amounts of stress with proper amounts of adaptation. Like, the end. Can anybody dispute that? Like, am I wrong about that? I'm totally open to being wrong, by the way. But we're all selling the same shit. And so if we're selling the same shit, we should probably stop getting caught up in the noise of the marketplace about that shit. And what's going to get you noticed, number one, is the ideal state. Now, what lives inside of ideal state marketing? The first thing is a presentation of the ideal state. You must know deep inside the mind of your consumer what it is that they want to achieve, where it is they want to be in life, and what it is, like, how that's going to look. What it is they want to achieve, where they want to be, and what it's going to look like. You need to be able to articulate that clearly. The second component of ideal state marketing is this. You need to make sure that in their pursuit of achieving this desired state, that they don't have to do any of the industry bullshit. How many of your clients want to diet? Like, do we know why fat people are fat? It's because they don't like dieting. I've never met a fat person that's like, I fucking love eating healthy and exercising. Never. Like, I see Alec laughing, right? But it's the truth. Andre, how strange. Odd, I know. Because if they liked eating healthy and going to the gym every day, would they be fat? Probably not. So here's the thing, Alec, what's another thing in life you hate doing? Go ahead, unmute and let me know. What's one thing that you just hate doing in life? Chores. Hey, brother, do me a favor. I'm going to sell you right now on doing your chores. But instead of you getting paid, you got to fucking pay me.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, fuck off. Right?
Pretty much.
That's what we're doing in our marketing. So then we wonder why the people that reach out to us that are also interested in health and fitness don't buy from us. It's because they're already in the industry. Well, I don't get it. The only ones that comment on my stuff are like my friends that are already in the space. You know shit, because you're talking about the fucking industry. Ideal state marketing talks about where the prospect is going to end up and what they're not going to have to do and or sacrifice to get there. When I told you guys that you were no longer going to have to send cold DMs, when you're no longer going to have to focus on social media, when you're not going to have to get assistant coaches, when you're able to scale profitably, you're all like, I want to be there. I want a 7-figure business without a big bloated team, without me having to do any of this. Am I wrong? Like, is that not why anyone wanted to come? Okay. So ideal state marketing lives at the top of our funnel. The next thing inside of our funnel is we're going to prioritize customers over leads. Okay? What I need you guys to understand is that this is not just about customer journeys. I want you to write down 2 words. This is about certainty flow. This is about certainty flow. What is certainty flow? The minute that somebody sees your ideal state marketing, it is your job to make them hyper certain that you have the tools, skills, and resources to get them there. Ultimately, this is why somebody will make a high ticket purchase with you. Like, that seems pretty logical. The problem is most people don't buy from a logical state. We know that there's 3 types of reasons that people buy. Logic only accounts for 20% of them. 70% of them is emotion, 10% is fear. Well, you can't leverage scarcity and urgency, right? So we'll diminish fear. But most of you are selling on logic the majority of the time, when the majority of the time, your people need emotion. Your people need emotion. This is why ideal state marketing works at the top of the funnel. Once they're inside the funnel, now we can start building on that emotion and we can start showcasing to them to allow them emotionally to feel very invested in this so that logically they make a purchase. The problem in the old model is that we took this attention and we immediately moved them to high ticket services. We talked about why there's a massive barrier there. They've already been fucked over. We're in very uncertain economic times. And quite frankly, right, like there's a lot of uncertainty in the marketplace around what's even proper. So if you want somebody to get to your high ticket, you're going to have a much easier time, James Martell. If I have you and Timothy, if I've already invested $1 with you, James, and $0 with Timothy, who am I more likely to pay attention to?
Me.
You. Timothy, do you agree? I spent $1 with James, 0 with you, right? Like even though you've got the guarantee and all that shit, James, I spent $1 with him. And because my wallet has already opened, because my credit card swiped with him, I'm more likely to pay attention to him. Makes sense, right? Like not saying it's right or wrong, but we have to play by the rules. So here's what I want you to think about inside of certainty flow. I want you guys to write down the following things. I want you to write down free. I want you to write down very low ticket. I want you to write down low ticket. And I want you to write down mid ticket. Now, I'm not saying that you have to have all of these, but watch this. Andre, there's 4. Free, very low ticket, mid ticket. Watch this. Here's what NCI does. Let me pull back the curtain for you. Free. We used to charge $1,500 for our level 1. You can now get the course materials for free. Okay? Very low ticket. Once you get those for free, we immediately make you an offer. That offer is for $1. That $1 says we'll give you this piece of paper that says you're certified. By the way, it used to be $1,500. We'll waive $14.99 right now. Most people take it. Okay, cool. We also had about $10,000 in other products that we used to sell. We'll give you those right now for $47. Gabriel, you bought all of them, right? You bought all of them. It's a sick deal. I don't blame you. I'd fucking buy them too. Right? Was it not exactly what we said it was? Unmute for me.
It was definitely what you sold, yeah.
Because you got that and it was what we said it was, do you have more certainty in us as a company today?
Definitely.
Robert, wherever you are, unmute. Do you have more certainty in us as a company today? If you can, unmute. Don't know where you are. We're just going to pretend you said yes. Right? Those of you guys that have bought that funnel, you have more certainty. It's the actual product. He says, I did. Right? He has more certainty in who we are. Amazing. By the way, we took all of those people, we brought them into a legit onboarding. Brittany shows up. She's like, hey, hit me if you need anything. Joe shows up. He's like, I'm the guy that was in your seats. Jaron shows up. He's like, I'm the one that I ask business questions to. I show up as the owner of the company. You spent $1 with me and you get a legit onboarding. $1. Meanwhile, our competitors are in your DMs asking how your business is going. Which one are you more certain about? Are you more certain about the company that just gave you $1,500 worth of value for $1? Or are you more certain about the dickhead in your DMs asking you how your business is doing? Which one are you more likely to lean into and engage with? The people that are giving you value or the dickhead that's blowing you up and spamming you? Let's say they're not spamming you. Who are you going to pay more attention to? Us that's giving you real value for $1 or the person that is endlessly just giving you social media? At the end of the day, certainty flow matters. So when we look at this, what I want you to think about, right? I'm going to give you guys actions. What free stuff can I put out? But listen, This ain't your mama's fucking lead magnet. This is not fucking circa 2020, circa 2022. This ain't no goddamn cookbook. I don't give a shit about your recipes. Your recipes didn't help anybody. The pictures are cute to look at. We all love a little food porn. Little food porn never fucking helped anybody get fit. It damn sure didn't help anybody sell coaching. So when you're giving out your free shit, make sure it's something that's going to create a result, because here's the key. And you should write this down. Whenever you step into free, it's not about getting their email. This is what was taught like 5 years ago. Freebies, I'll kick you out of my community if you use that word, right? Freebies were used to collect email addresses. I don't give a shit about your email address. I do, but I don't. What I care most about is you consuming what I send to you. Because if and only if you consume it, can I now sell you more shit? If and only if you consume it, do I actually get you to trust me? I know my stuff is good. I know it's very good. You don't know it's good until you consume it. Lead magnets, free in the certainty flow, is about consumption. Very low ticket and low ticket are not just about consumption. They're about consumption, but they're also about liquidation. And I'll explain that tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm going to get into the math of how certainty flow and certainty funnels work. But free plus very low ticket and low ticket with added consumption will yield certainty. Now here's where it gets fun. I want everyone to put the price of their 6-month program in the chat. $2,400, $485 for 6 months, or is that per month? $6K, $2,700. Jesus, dude, raise your rates. $2,400, $4,800. Right? Dude, don't charge $500 for 6 months. You're going to destroy yourself. Like, that's just terrible. $400 in Mexico, $3K. Okay. Awesome, right? So we start to see these numbers, $1,700, $1,800. The beauty of this is because I now have certainty from all of your prospects. I'm going to take the same results that you're marketing, and I'm going to sell them one of those results cheaper and get more of their money. Now let's dive into the economics of this and why certainty flow wins. The average American income right now, I believe, is like $65,000. I'll round up and I'll say it's 70. $70,000 the average person is making. If we understand that at least half of that is going towards lifestyle expenses, house, car, gas, groceries, right? Shit like that. That means they've got $35,000 left. We understand that tax is like 30%. So that's $10,000. Now they've got $25,000 left. The average person in here was about $1,800 to $2,000 for 6 months. You're asking me to give you $300 out of the $2,000 that I have available this month. If people have $2,000 available, chances are they want to save at least half of that. Now we're down to $1,000 available. You want me to take 30% of my discretionary spend every month for 6 months and spend it with you. And yet, I don't even know you. The last time I invested in this, it didn't return. And you wonder why I'm hesitant to give you money. Compare that to certainty flow. I've brought you in. I delivered on a result for free. I built trust. I delivered on another result at $1. I built trust. I delivered on another result at $47. I built trust. Here's the great divide. You no longer, in the new model, have to go straight to coaching. You can, but you don't have to. This is where the mid-ticket comes in. I promise you that on the journey to ultimate results, there is a first result that you need to achieve. And instead of asking for a significant amount of discretionary spend every month in perpetuity for 6 months, let's ask for less and deliver more. If you can decide what is the first result you need to get for somebody, ladies, this could be like bloating, menopause belly, this can be anything, right? And you can do this, let's say in the price point of $250 to $500. Do you think you're going to get their money versus the coach that's charging $1,800? Yes or no in the chat. Still a desired result, still what they want in ideal state. Trust barrier has been brought down. Money is down. But Jason, that doesn't make me as much. Really? It makes you, in my math, about $50 less for that month. Most of us are so fucking infused in the old model that we think $1,800 collected today for 6 months means we made $1,800 today. Well, let me paint that picture for you. Collect $1,800 today. Spend $700 on it because you know you got to flex and pay your fucking Range Rover bill. And let me know where you're at in month 2. I'll tell you where you're at. You're in the red. And so to make up for that extra $400 you spent that wasn't yours, you now need to acquire another customer. Instead, what if I just get you a result for $250? And as I continue to get you results, what if because I got you the first result, I've now created the opportunity and connection point to sell you the next result? Do you think you're more likely to buy? Yes or no? Geronimo, I could fucking make so much out of what you're doing right there, dude. It's a great idea. But there's ways to improve that. Now, let's talk about another reason that you don't just go straight to coaching. If you go straight to coaching, Becca Shaw, how many clients are you ultimately going to cap at before you fucking want to shut the whole business down because you're so burned out?
How many one-on-one clients?
Yeah.
I'd say 30.
30. You're talking to the king. I did 167. And then like when I show you my fucking hairline, and then I talk to you about like losing my relationship, and then I talk to you about like literally killing myself, like that's what I did at 167 clients. Guys, I work 20-hour work days. Up at 4, going to bed at midnight. I would need 10 white monsters. Dude, my adrenals were shot. Not one would have worked. Like it didn't matter. But the problem with this, right? Here's what the gurus tell you. Well, when you hit critical mass, just hire an assistant coach. Just hire an assistant coach. Well, that's cool. How many of you guys think that your assistant coach should work for like $25? How many of you guys think that your assistant coach should get 50%? I mean, it seems reasonable. Like, I mean, most of you guys should be like, fuck yeah, me. Like, you're business owners. You should want to pay them as little as possible. But here's the reality. The average coach right now is going to charge somewhere $300 to $500 a month. The average assistant coach is going to command anywhere between $100 per client per month or $200 per client per month. When they hit their cap at around 60 clients, they are capped at revenue. Let's go on the high end of that. $200 per client per month. They are capped at $12K. $12K seems like a lot until it's not. Until it's not. Until they wake up one day and they said, well, shit, they're charging $500 per client. I could be making $30K. And what do? They get really close to their clients. They walk out the door. I hate having to bring that up. Like, I'm just being really honest. I hate saying that, but it's a reality. If you guys are here and you're a business owner and you've had a team, you've had it happen to you. And if you haven't had it happen to you, it's going to happen at some point. I'm telling you, I was doing $300,000 a month. I had a coach try to walk out with almost $100,000 per month. But here's the other problem with it. At some point, when you have a team, you're going to have to shift your time to managing that team. So even if you have 30 clients and you slowly start to diminish that, every time you diminish one client, you're diminishing your net profit. Top line on the business stays the same. What goes home with you does not. What goes home with you is less. Pardon my caring about you. I don't give a rat's ass what your top line is. I care about what goes home with you. When people hire me for their business, they hire me to get paid, not just write about how much top line their business makes. I know your gurus and your mentors love your fucking top line screenshots. I get it. I like you getting fucking rich. Filthy fucking rich. That's what I want. So here's the reality. Go hire another assistant coach and another assistant coach. And at some point, your ability to manage these assistant coaches and do all the other shit in your business is gone. So we hire a VA. We hire a coaching manager. And before you know it, your margins are in the shitter. I remember when Jared Hamilton came to me in Virginia doing $100,000 a month, and he looked me in the face and said, I'm fucking miserable. And I said, well, how much money are you making? 25% profit. You mean to tell me you're doing all the work and all the stress associated with $100,000 a month and you're only taking home 25? I said, when you called me on day one, weren't you like on your own doing 20 grand? Yeah. Well, what if we just went back to something like that but made it a little better? Oh, we should do that. Well, now if you guys seek him out, he's doing something like 70 grand a month, but he's keeping like 50 to 55 of it. Sounds like a lot better trade to me. By the way, dude's happy as fuck. He's living the fuck you life. So what does the new model actually look like? Let me break it down for you. First and foremost, how many clients are you willing to coach? You. How many clients are you willing to coach? Guys, I'm not telling you got to coach a lot of clients. This could be 10. I don't give a shit. What you have to understand is what I'm about to share with you is not going to be scaling service. Scaling service doesn't scale profitably. Period. The end. You are selling a product. Your coaching is the highest touch product that you have, but it's still a product. It needs to be articulated as such. You cannot repeatedly sell only high touch services. It won't scale. You'll lose your ass. I've been doing this for a decade. So number one, how many are you willing to work with? At the highest touch. Okay? Number two, how much money do you want to make from that revenue stream? How much money do you want to make from that revenue stream? Some of you guys said 10 and you're like, I want to make 20K. Okay, dope. Recognize that for your goals to come true, you're going to have to charge $2,000 a month. I'm not telling you it's not possible. I'm just telling you the math. How much money do you want to make from your highest touch price point of your product? Now, here's where it gets fun. Without sacrificing more time, we need to add 2 more service levels to your highest level product. If your highest touch, right, this is the example I give, I'm not telling you to do it this way, so don't take this and oh my God, Jason said I have to do it this way. This is just an example. If your highest touch is you do 2 calls a month with somebody and 2 looms a month with somebody, it would make sense that if you opened up a secondary price point for the same service, same product, just less access, that requires very little of your time, so maybe 2 looms per month instead of 2 calls and 2 looms, you can make exponentially more money. Again, how many clients are you willing to take on there? How much money do you want to make there? Then open up a third level. Listen carefully, because you're going to fuck this up. Listen carefully. This is not your group coaching. This is not your fucking group coaching. This is the same coaching service, just less access. I promise you the semantics matter. Nobody wants to feel like they're part of group coaching. Everybody wants to feel like it's customized. And if you want the group, throw the group as a bonus. The group can be a bonus. It is not the core product. The core product is coaching. Third lowest tier, maybe they get 1 loom per month. They get a chat, blah, blah, blah. How much money do you want to make? How many of those can you take on? By the way, the majority of you, if done correctly with this alone, should be able to make $25,000 a month, no problem. On the low end. I actually think most of you could get closer to 40, which is $500,000 a year. But I promised you I'd get to 7 figures solo. Okay, cool. Let's go down to the mid-ticket. What can we now sell for $1,000 that achieves the first result of your core service? Remember, we're coaches. But here's the thing. If you have IP, if you have intellectual property, if you have a defined way of doing this, you can sell this in a DIY format. You could sell this. We just saw, like, all of the coaches in here are charging $1,600, $1,700, $1,800, $3,000. You can sell a 12-week result for $1,000, no problem. No problem. By the way, still don't need a coach. Not one thing I told you to do requires additional staff yet. This is all 100% net profit. So if the model I just gave you got you to 40 grand, how many of you would be cool with $500,000 net profit? By yourself. No team, no stress. Yes or no in the chat. Like, you guys would be dope. You're like, yo, $500,000 a year. Amazing. So, like, I've solved the majority of your problems right now, but let's keep going because I like $1 million. I like $1 million. Here's the beauty. When you cap out your highest level services and you introduce the $1,000 product, when you're at your cap, you say this: I'm sorry, I don't have any room in any of the tiers of my coaching right now. But if you want, you can get started on this 12-week program for $1,000. And when a spot opens up, I'll gladly bring you in. Very simple script. Here's the beauty of it that you're going to miss. There's something called supply and demand. It's like macroeconomics 101. I had a Nobel Prize winner, Thomas Rustisi. He was my teacher at George Mason University. I hated him. Right, fucking douchebag. He figured out, like, right before one of the exams that we all stole it from, like, the frat house, and he changed all the questions last minute. Like, the only one I got an F on. The rest I had an A. But I remember supply and demand from his class. And I remember that when demand is high and supply is low, price goes through the roof. So while the 3 tiers of your service were all being sold at a certain price point, the next cycle of filling it now goes higher. And so this 40K price point, the next cycle of filling it now just became 45K. Then 50K. Then 55K. And oh, by the way, if we're using the front end certainty flow, and we're getting 10 to 15 of these $1,000 sales per month, at that 55K, we're now doing 65, 70,000. But I told you at the very front end, we've got $1, $47, and $247. Well, let me let you in on a secret. NCI just did a $247 sale the last 5 days, and we did over $32,000 in 5 days. That's off a $250 product, no additional sale. I'm not telling you you're going to do $32,000 on a $250, but I am telling you very easily can do 5 to 10. By the way, we just inched closer to $83,000. $83,000 a month is your $1 million status. I haven't once talked about an assistant coach. I haven't once talked about a VA. I haven't once talked about management. I haven't once talked about having fucking assistant coaches or group coaching or any of that bullshit. I didn't ask you to post endlessly on social media. I didn't ask you to dance like a fucking monkey on TikTok. At the end of the day, I asked you to do what you love to do, which is make a promise, deliver on it, create certainty. Make another promise, deliver on it, create certainty. And then finally accept what you're worth at the lowest point of your funnel. Did I deliver on my promise on day one? This is where you say yes or no in the chat. All right, so I'm going to break the rules right now. Because I'm in like a big like fuck you mode. And I hate the way things are being done in this industry. So I'm going to like tell you guys how we used to make money from this. And then I'm going to give you guys a different opportunity. So normally what I would do now is I would do some like song and dance where I'm like, hey, I'm going to assess your business. And for me to assess your business, I'm going to incentivize you by giving you $100 for filling this out. And then like what would happen is my sales team would call you and they would like fucking upsell you. Like we did this shit for 2 years and we made like $15 million. I can assure you that if any of my sales team texts you right now, you're like, yo, stop selling me shit. By the way, your prospects feel the exact same way. So I'm not going to insult your intelligence. In no way am I going to do that. In fact, we're gonna go the exact opposite right now. Number two, what I want you to understand, tomorrow, I'm going to answer the question that I know is on your head right now, which is how in the world do I get enough people into my funnel to make the math of this work? Because I know that's what you're wondering. You're like, wait a minute, this all makes sense, but where the fuck do all these people come from? Got it? Well, here's what I can tell you. We've figured out a way where every penny you spend brings you 1.5 pennies in return. So if I told you that all of your front-end customers were free, would this make this easier? Yes or no? Like my assumption is this would make everything way easier. Awesome. So here's the reality. This is no longer optional. Like this is the new model. I firmly believe that like we're in a land grab right now. There are moments in the coaching space where like pivots happen and the earliest adopters win and they win big. I did this in 2017 with application. I did this in 2020 with cohorts. I did it again in 2022 leveraging financing resources. And I'm telling you, I'm doing it again right now, 2025 with Certainty Flow. I am going to build more freedom for solo entrepreneurs than ever. Now, if you want a massive team and you want all of that, we can talk, but like I may not be your person because honestly, you're never going to get paid. Like you're just not going to make as much money as you want. I have clients that are still in it. I love them. I think they work way too hard. And honestly, like I like working less and making more, which is kind of my goal. So normally, I would bring you to this whole assessment. I wouldn't make an offer on day one. I would wait till day 2 or day 3. But I'm just going to get it out of the way. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm absolutely going to sell you something. And you should get your credit card out. I'm also going to tell you, if you're in the Institute, keep your credit card away because your money's no good with this. You're getting it for free. So if you're in the Institute, like you should celebrate in the chat right now because you're fucking amazing. So here's the reality. This product is so like top notch. I haven't even named it yet. Like real talk, haven't named it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to have you build it with me. For the next 8 weeks, we're going to build your solo 7-figure business. Meaning I'm going to construct your certainty flow with you. I'm going to construct your offer suite with you. I'm going to construct your access levels with you. What you learn tomorrow in terms of front-end liquidation, we're going to construct with you. And right now, I'm going to give you the opportunity for me to do it with you, right? To come into this program. Normally, I would probably charge, I don't know, 5, 10 grand for something like this. I think most of you guys are probably expecting like a $2,500 to $5K price tag. But here's the honest reality. I really don't want to charge you anything. Which is why all of my Institute members are getting it for free. So what I'm going to do, the cost of the Institute is $500 a month. Because I have to be fair to them, I can't just charge you the cost of the Institute. I want to be fair to my people. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this one for $501. But this is what I'm going to do. By coming in, I'm not just going to give you this product. I'm also going to give you 8 weeks inside the Institute. Which means you're going to have all of the access that Institute members have. Mondays, today, those of you that were on the call with me, we went pretty deep. We do a 2-hour call with me every Monday. We do an ads call with Joe. We do a copy call. We do a marketing call. We do a sales call. We're getting ready to add hot seats. We add daily content. We do a weekly training every week. Now you can go pay your fucking guru $5K or $7,500 for 12 weeks or whatever the fuck they're charging. I've heard it's like $15K for 6 weeks now or 90 days, right? Or you can literally come in for $501 and you can have access for 60 days. So Joe, do me a favor, right? I'm sure you forget everything I said. Do me a favor, Joe Hoy, drop the link in the chat. So like, you'll see that's a Google document. I'm so sophisticated, that's my sales page. I'm so confident, most of you will buy. All you need to see is what's on that sales page. If you don't want to buy, that's totally cool. Just come tomorrow and I'll teach you the economics and you can go implement on yourself. And like I told you earlier, you can have more of what you currently have. That's fine. Or just click the document and fucking make it easy. Don't go at it alone. If I get you guys, literally, one client that stays for 2 months because of what I'm teaching, you just ROI. One client. I'm really good at what I do. I'm massively confident I can get you a client. I'll go out on a limb. If I don't get you the one client, I will give you personal access to me until we get you the one client. And you can stop paying me. That's how confident I am. Coach C, don't join the Institute yet, right? If you're in the Institute, awesome. Like, you obviously aren't paying me this. But if you're not in the Institute, just fucking buy this and then wait and pay for the Institute in 60 days. This is the single biggest no-brainer I've ever built. This will revolutionize the industry. Mark my words, it's July 14th, 2025. You will see this model copied all over the internet in the next 6 months. Don't believe me? Those of you guys that were in Orlando, did I or did I not predict that the certainty funnel would be copied? I ain't gonna say I told you so, but if you know, you know. I told you it would happen, and I'm telling you, this is what's about to happen. This is the model that will get you to the next level of freedom. I'm not promising you fucking multi-7-figure per month screenshots. I'm promising you a fuck you life. I'm promising you money on your terms. I'm promising you money that comes in on autopilot. And I'm promising you that you no way have to spend all your fucking time doing this. If that's what you want, we'll see you on the inside. If not, see you tomorrow. And I love you. I hope today was valuable. I have one request. If today was valuable, if you got something out of it, go post your top takeaway in the Nutrition Coaching Secrets group. Because there's a lot of people that didn't show up today, and I want them to have FOMO. And I ain't sharing the goddamn replay. So go drive the FOMO. They say, haha, motherfucker, I'm going to have freedom and you're not. You keep slaving away with your big fucking team, and I'm going to get rich with me, and I'm going to spend time with my family. Maybe use those exact words. I would do something like that because I'm a dickhead. Maybe be nicer than me because, being nicer works too. No matter what, guys, I love you. I absolutely love you. I want you to win so badly. Tomorrow, I'm going to give you guys the exact steps to build your front end. I'm going to give you guys the math behind it, and we're going to absolutely smash it. We'll see you soon. Bye, guys. Jaron, am I staying here for VIP, or what are we doing?
We got a new link for VIP.
Okay, will you text it to me?
You got it.
Bye, guys.